Okinawa is a fascinating place. It is mixed of all kinds of culture, from China, Japan, America, Korea, as well as its own culture, the Ryukyu-Okoku, the original name of Okinawa before it was annexed by Japan. Now, Okinawa is nothing like Japan in many ways, nothing like China, Korea, or America. It really has its own unique culture, but is also very good at mixing other cultures within its own. And in this video, I'm going to explain that very culture and how it's related to the Aquarians. Okinawa is a very harsh island. It's very difficult to live there. It's very hot. However, it is full of some of the most amazing spirits you could possibly come across, if you know where to look. It also has some of the darkest and most horrifying history one could imagine. But in this video, I'm going to focus on the positive side. After arriving in Okinawa, the first place that I went to is the place called Seifu Utake. Seifu Utake is one of the most sacred places in Okinawa because it is the prayer spot for the Yuta-san. And the Yuta-san are like the Miko-san or the Celtic witches. They are all female channelers. Their practices are very similar to my Celtic ancestors. They can talk to the dead. They are all women. And they use water during their initiation of new members, which of course is a very Aquarian symbol. This stone you see here is where they gather to see the sun rise in the east. Also very similar to something you might find in Celtic practices or culture. It overlooks the birthplace of the gods of Okinawa, Kutakajima, well known for its many cats located on the island. When I went there, I could channel with one of the ancestors almost immediately. She was a very kind, very loving being, as all Aquarians are. Immediately pulled off some of the negative energy within my psyche and soul. And she pointed out some of the things that they practiced in Okinawa hundreds, if not thousands of years ago. And in this video here, you can see where they collected water to put on the forehead of their new initiates. Channeling was one of their main powers, and here in this castle, they would gather to pray and give information to the king at that time. This was also true of the Druids and the witches of the Celtic culture as well. Channelers of the dead would often be collected and kept near the king of that time. So I went to Kutakajima the following day, and lo and behold, came across what is known as a Kijimuna, one of the very playful fairies of Okinawa. The Kijimuna has a fascinating history within Okinawa, and many people have seen them or heard them. They live in these trees. These trees are amazing. They entangle and twist and turn throughout all of the jungle part of Okinawa. And if you're sensitive enough, you can pick them up. They can play tricks on you, but they tend to keep to themselves as they are rather playful, happy-go-lucky beings. They don't interfere with humanity, but are occasionally curious about humans and their behavior. Like other fairies in the Celtic mythology, the city folk, or the Shi, as they're sometimes called, the gentry, they sometimes interact with humans, but only on rare occasions. So on the first, second, and third day, I basically did a lot of walking on the areas a Yuta-san would probably travel. The prayer spots, a castle, the rock you see here, Seifu Utake, and Kutakajima, where the Yuta-san or nuns would gather to do all kinds of prayers or initiations or whatever. The exact details of those practices seem to be somewhat of a mystery. So to end this video, I'll play some Okinawa traditional flute music, and at the very end you can hear a comparison to Celtic flute music. I hope you found this informative. Thank you for watching.